Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christian Potter, and I am the, I don't know what I am to MODEXUS. I'm the Chief Something Officer, and it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Randy Anderson. He is our COO out of Hampton, Virginia. Mr. Anderson, the floor is yours. Take us away.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Potter. And actually, I'm in Mechanicsville, Virginia, but you got the right state. That's okay. It's all good. And I know what Mr. Potter is to all of us here at MODEXUS. We could not survive without him. He is a whiz at all things tech and customer support. And I couldn't do what I do every day without you, Mr. Potter. So we all know who you are and what you do, and we just can't thank you enough. Speaking of thanking everyone, I want to welcome all of you. You know what? It is invigorating just to see your faces, to hear your voices. There's a reason we do these things live. And I want to just thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for being here live for this event. This is a MODEXUS product discovery and education event. And you can probably see in the chat, I don't get butterflies often, but because of the enormity of what we are doing this evening, the butterflies are swarming, but that's okay. I will get over that because what we're about to share with you guys and with the world, I've never seen anything like it in the almost 30 years that I've been involved in this industry. And especially with Dr. Allen and Dr. Charlie, I mean, I know when you can get science guys excited, and I just know this has been ongoing for months for MODEXUS. The basis point of what we're going to speak to you about this evening has been ongoing for years. So anyway, just I can't thank you enough for being here. So this is a special moment in time for all MODEXUS advocates. And I can tell you this, if you choose to engage, learn, and then properly, keyword learn, there's a learning curve with what we're going to unveil, but it's going to be so worth it. And if you properly and responsibly share all you can about your new gold standard brand flagship product, when you take the time to do that, it's going to be amazing. So Mr. Potter's excited too, because he jumped the gun and actually put this up there, and that's okay. We're going to just roll with it. But I have some things that I want to go over with you guys first. So Christian, if you want to take that down for now, that would be great. All good. Live events, aren't they fun? But it's super.
I was excited too. I'm so sorry.
So this is your new gold standard brand flagship product. So I want to say this as well. None of this is possible without each and every one of you. Where we are today as a company is because all of our loyal advocates and all of our markets. And I just can't thank you enough, because we wouldn't be able to do this without you. So big picture, what is about to happen? Where are we, you ask? You know, so initially there's two things I want you to embrace, two thoughts, big picture thoughts I want you to embrace. A week or two ago, I posted something about MODEXUS emerging as a giant killer, if you would, in our industry. That was a post I made earlier this month, and we have been disrupting our industry from day one. And what we are about to share with you is going to take that to a whole another level. Second thing I want you to, and I hope you're taking lots of notes, by the way, you're going to want to make sure you take lots of notes, and we encourage you, quote me, quote our doctors. Matter of fact, moving forward, that's going to be the right way that we want to do things. But I think this is really important, that we embrace daily and share this as part of our story. It's not what we are doing, but it's how we are doing it. It's not what we are doing at MODEXUS, but how we are doing it. And I think as this event rolls on through, this is going to ring so true to all of you. And I want you to make that note. Again, it's not what we are doing, it's how we are doing it in everything that we do. Just shy of 30 years in this industry, as I mentioned, and you know, I've seen a lot of companies come and go, even companies that are still here. And, you know, they never truly get to enjoy the benefits of even a single flagship product. They go with the flow, they stay mired in what they are doing, and they fail to focus on two things. They fail to focus on the people and how they are doing what they do. So with that being said, we are unleashing a second flagship product. You have the flagship product, Lanacera Longevity. That's your flagship product for your Lanacera brand. And we know what a flagship product means when you talk about longevity. The success stories are everything. It's the only product in the world of its type that features dual form glutathione. And that's your flagship product for the Lanacera brand. It's a true world-class product. But you are about to begin in just a few minutes the discovery and education process for a flagship product that will lead your MODEXUS gold standard brand. It's virtually unheard of at every level. So I want to encourage you, don't miss this wave of opportunity. Make the commitment, invest the time, develop your game plan, and I can promise you this will propel your MODEXUS experience and your company to another level if we all lock arms and commit to doing the work together. I promise you. So I've got a few product and logistics notes that I'm going to run through very quickly because I know you guys are wanting to get to the details with our esteemed product research council. And frankly, I'm going to be taking notes right along with you. I work side by side with them in developing our products on the business and marketing side of it. But there's just so much to learn, and I'm looking forward to what they have to share this evening as well. So production is slated to wrap up mid to late July. So I'm going to let you know that. This is interesting. There are only 2 manufacturers in the world with the proper machinery and process protocols to produce this product. Only 2 in the world. And MODEXUS, well, we have the privilege and the honor to be able to partner with one of those 2. And our best choice for us is actually in Canada. And it's a very interesting part of the story. And I know you'll hear more from the MODEXUS PRC on this over time because it's a great backstory. Due to Canadian production logistics, our actual product shipping will likely begin sometime the first week to 10 days of August. You know how I like to under-promise and over-deliver, so I'm being very conservative, but that right now is the benchmark or the expectation that I want to set. Also, pricing and all these things, you know, we're going to do this differently. You're going to see things just starting to appear in your online offices, so you may want to stay logged in from, you know, maybe a day-to-day basis and just check things and see things, and you'll start seeing some of the information you need appearing because of the learning curve and the learning nature of this product. We want to make sure we're just, you know, feeding things into. So just check into your back offices, your online offices, and stay plugged in. You'll be glad you did. So the next part is really important as well. Together, we are all stronger. When we all lock arms and we march together, we're much, much stronger. And this leads to a very important topic related to this new release. And frankly, the environment we're in today, I believe this applies to our entire product lineup, and we're going to start, you know, speaking and working towards this on a more consistent basis. We must all commit to being responsible community members when sharing information with others, and that's in all channels. So I'm going to need to make this statement. I'm going to get some of the serious stuff out of the way, but your new flagship product, it is strictly prohibited to make, share, use any marketing materials or make any statements that do not originate or are not approved by MODEXUS corporate or your MODEXUS PRC team. Very important. We are going to need to, again, to be all good members of our community. And I think as this unfolds, you'll see why it'll make sense to you. Marketing materials, bottom line, if it doesn't come from MODEXUS corporate, please don't use it. Don't worry, you're going to have plenty to work with, but there are just a lot of reasons here that we need to be diligent and be respectful of what the opportunity we have, first of all, and make sure we're hitting all the marks from a compliance standpoint. Use the info shared and taught by your MODEXUS PRC and your MODEXUS executives. We encourage you to take notes, and even more so, share quotes and share them often, but just make sure you're sharing them accurately. And we're also going to ask that you cite the authors of the quotes. And if you're concerned about the right credentials or whatever, just go to the Our Story page on your modexus.com website. And you'll see Dr. Rouse's correct credentials, Dr. Allen, and of course, if it's Andrew or myself. But let's just make sure that we're using the materials that we provide, and you can quote all day long if you want to. Just make sure you're citing, especially when it comes to things that are related to the product that you're citing, the author of those quotes correctly. We'd certainly appreciate that. If we make make an effort to protect our company, protect and honor your PRC, protect and honor your MODEXUS executive team, and most importantly, protect and honor your fellow advocates here at MODEXUS, because we want to keep this opportunity alive, well, growing, vibrant for everyone, around the globe, of course, in all of our markets. So if you can help us out with that, we would greatly appreciate it. Also encourage you, let your PRC medical experts be the experts. You'll notice I do the same thing. I defer to them often. I let them be the experts. If you're attempting to be an expert, not only is it not duplicatable, but in today's environment, it's just reckless, and we don't want to do that. It potentially damages the MODEXUS experience for everyone. So we don't want to be that advocate, right? Use company marketing materials, quotes, and again, quote often, but please make sure you credit the people that are making the quotes. And advocate team leaders, we expect you to take charge of your teams, teach, train, and as a last resort, of course, take action if there's a policy issue that needs to be adjusted. So, hey, that's enough of the serious stuff, okay? But I needed to make sure that we, set that bar right out of the gate, and you're going to see why. If we do the work together, and again, we honor our company, honor our corporate and field leaders, and honor and respect this opportunity of growth, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be incredible. And remember for me, do this for me. Just always remember, it's not what we do, but it's how we're doing it. So now that you've already seen it, but I know you're going to want to see it again, how would you like to see the front-facing part of the label of your brand new product? There it is. Probio Balance by MODEXUS. The key points that you are authorized to share are right on the front of this label. And guys, I want to tell you, these words are not just randomly picked out of the air and thrown on there. I can tell you for a fact that Dr. Allen, Dr. Charlie, myself, we've had a lot of conversation, hours worth, to make sure that we get this absolutely right. Probio Balance is the gold standard in clinically proven probiotic metabolic support. Each one of those words carefully chosen, and they all have significant meaning. The gold standard in clinically proven probiotic metabolic support. This is a true world-class flagship product for your gold standard line. Down lower on the label, you're going to see 4 key points that you are authorized to use. Promotes healthy gut microflora, enhances optimal lipid levels, lowers dietary cholesterol absorption, and supports cardiovascular health. So listen, that's enough from me. I hope you're going to light up the comments, and we'll certainly answer questions the best we can. But let's get into some of the meat and potatoes here. And leading this project is Dr. Allen Ogden from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And Alan, welcome. It's so good to see you, sir. And this has been a long time coming. I know you're so excited you can't stand it, but I want to turn the event over to you. And the floor is all yours, sir. Thank you for all you're doing for us on this, by the way. It's absolutely incredible.
I can't believe I sat still for the last 14 minutes or 15 minutes, because I don't think I've been this excited about anything for many, many years. Actually, it's a long time. And like you said, it's a long time coming. So I want people to put a couple of dates down so that they remember. The first date is February 2nd of 2023. And the reason that date is important is that is the date that Randy Anderson, he came to Vancouver February 1st, but on February 2nd, he met the product innovation team behind this product and the manufacturer. Now, you all understand that MODEXUS has a great manufacturer down there in Georgia that does their product. And I think Randy wanted to be assured, I'm going to use that word, assured, that this manufacturer had the ability to meet the need that I had talked to him about in bringing this product to MODEXUS. And I can tell you that by the end of February 2nd, Randy was as excited as I am. Like he mentioned, there are only 2 manufacturers in the world, in North America, certainly, that we know of. I shouldn't say the world, but these 2 manufacturers do this one process for the world. This manufacturer that we use here in Vancouver actually does it for the largest branded supplement company in the world. And I won't get into the process, but just know that that's the credibility that they have. And after February 2nd, that was, we just really, I think Randy went home a little bit of disbelief that something like this could actually be available to MODEXUS. And it didn't take him very long to get Andrew on the phone, and we started working really hard, rolled up the sleeves on this. The second date, of course, is this date. This is the evening of the first day of summer. Tomorrow is the first day of summer for June 2023. And this is going to be a very historic date in the history of MODEXUS. So when Randy and I began talking about the possibility of putting some products together back in 2022, the fall of 2022 is when we began talking about some products and bringing products to MODEXUS. And in January, there was a very significant event that happened. The product that I had kind of held back from telling Randy about got Health Canada approval. Now, maybe you don't know, but after this, you'll know that Health Canada, or Canada itself, is the gold standard for the approval of nutritional supplements. We actually have classes of nutritional supplements in Canada. They're classed as class 1, 2, and 3. Anything over class 3 automatically goes to a drug category. So this is a class 3 nutritional supplement. When we made the application to Health Canada, we actually indicated that we would like some health claims for this product relating to the activity of the probiotics and relating to the activity of how it helps metabolize fat, how it helps with brain health, how it helps with gut health, how it helps with cardiovascular health. We expected we might get 2 Health Canada claims on the application. And in January, when the application was approved, they gave us 10 claims. And it's a very similar story with the FDA. Now, the FDA does not very often allow claims for nutritional products. It's a very rare thing. So when we made application to the FDA for the import-export, there's a lot of things that goes on to make sure we can get products from country to country and around the world. And this manufacturer we work with is very efficient at doing that. They helped us with the wording and how to present this to the FDA. And surprisingly, when the FDA sent the approval back, they allowed 4 out of the 10 claims that Health Canada had allowed. The FDA actually gave us permission to use 4. Now that is extremely unusual. And that's why Randy is being extremely cautious when he says, make sure we're using the material that's produced by MODEXUS because this extraordinary product is very powerful. It's right up there, class 3 nutraceutical. So if we put anything else in it, it would have to be going to the drug trial. And then the research on this product. So the research on this product has been going on for almost 5 years. It was very, very difficult to find the probiotic, the manufacturers of the probiotics and a supplement manufacturer to come together and put the ingredients that are in this together. First of all, the probiotic manufacturer said, you can't do it. You can't put probiotics in that particular mix of ingredients. They won't work. And they second all, they say, you know, we make your probiotics specifically for every batch that you're going to produce. And so, you know, we're really worried about stability. After they did some research on their own, without any cost to us, on their own, they did some research and they came back and they said, actually, we're wrong. We're amazed. This is stable. This can be stabilized, and you can actually put this product together. So understand that when you're putting ingredients together in a, there's some of them are acids and some of them are, you know, tend to be basic and this and that. They can neutralize each other, or they can, you know, get into the stomach and mix with the stomach acid, and they don't really do what you want them to do. So it's really highly unusual for a manufacturer to actually go ahead and do testing, clinical testing. And then they said, would you mind if we did a clinical trial or two on the efficacy of this product? So we're like, well, of course you could go ahead and do the clinical trials on these products. We're fine with that. Of course you can. So I just have to tell you this, in my own opinion, there was divine intervention in this whole thing to come together like it has. And so, right, what Randy said about it being the gold standard for probiotic and metabolism, those are true things. And those are things that have been shown by the manufacturer of the probiotics to be true. So we all know that. I think we all kind of accept now that health begins in the gut. There's just a broad array of people that are making that claim, and it started a number of years ago and people really didn't believe it. And truly now we know that there's a lot that goes on in the gut that has an impact on our long-term health, whether that's our brain health, whether that's our cardiovascular health, our whole metabolism. So metabolic disease, meaning diabetes and a mix of diabetes and cardiovascular health. There's just a lot of things that can be impacted if you can impact the gut. The challenge with probiotics, and the challenge with probiotics that are on the market, is they mix a whole bunch of strains together, put them in a capsule, and it's questionable whether those probiotics actually get into the gut where they can begin to grow and actually do some good. And that's usually why you have 50 trillion or 100 trillion or 20 billion or some phenomenal number of probiotics. And what the probiotic manufacturer came back and said, listen, if you guys, meaning the product idea people, if you can come up with some way to get this into the gut, that would really improve the efficacy of this. And so this capsule that is on this product is what's called an enteric coated capsule. That means it resists the acid in the stomach. It will pass through the stomach. And once you're passed through the stomach, the first part of the intestinal tract turns very alkaline, and it breaks apart in that alkalinity. That helps the bacteria, the probiotics, thrive, and they do actually get down into the lower part of the gut where they can take root and grow. I'm going to let Dr. Rouse talk a little bit more about the probiotics. I know he's done a lot of study about it, but I just wanted to give you a little background at this point about all the things that had to come together and all the research that was done on behalf of this product, not only by researchers like myself and the innovators of this product, the idea people behind this product, but by the manufacturers of this product. So even though the probiotic people said, hey, you know, this is stable. And they came to the manufacturer here, who has this machine called a Chilsonator. And they said, well, can you put this together? And he's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I've never done it before. And so that's another person that had to be convinced. And that proved to be true too, that he actually has the equipment and he has the ability and the capability to actually put these ingredients, put them into an enteric coated capsule so it'll pass through the stomach and get down into the intestinal tract. So there is literally no other probiotic or product that helps with lipid control, that helps with all the things we're talking about. There is no competitor for this product on the market. It is extremely unique. It's really well backed with science. And if you know anybody that has cardiovascular disease, has any kind of situation, focus, diabetes, there's so many. I just don't want to, anyway, I'm just going off my little track here. So I'm going to stop right now with this is what's gone into making this happen. And I want to bring Dr. Rouse in, and I want him to tell us more about his research on why he got excited about this product when we approached it with him, if that's okay.
MODEXUS, we wouldn't have the product if it weren't for Alan and the good Lord, because Canada has done the research. And by the way, this probiotic, and it's a blend, it's more than just a probiotic. There's some extra special stuff that our unique pharmacist, Alan Ogden, had privilege to. And as he mentioned earlier, the original research company was amazed when he brought his product to them with the probiotic, and they blend it together. And then to put it into an enteric coated capsule, we are in for a surprise. It is a gold standard. And the main thing to remember is that it's cardiovascular health. You name me any portion of the cardiovascular, this nutrition addresses that because it goes to the root cause. Now, when it comes to probiotics, people have been brainwashed. They've gone out here and they think that 60 billion and 100 billion with 12, 15, 20 strains is the best way to go. Absolutely not. We're down to one strain, ONE, but we're in 3 parts in that probiotic. So we have 3 different sections of that one strain. Lactobacillus plantarum. It's the ultimate. If you had to give me every probiotic in the world and you had to administer only one, you want to pick Lactobacillus plantarum. And the reason is, it is the ultimate in probiotic. If you're thinking, oh, I need something to stop the gas, stop the bloating, stop the abdominal pain, it's Lactobacillus plantarum. It is the ultimate probiotic. But the best thing about this, the company that brought this to our research company is Kanika. Kanika, the world manufacturer of ubiquinol, coenzyme Q10. Did you hear that? We're talking about the world manufacturer of all the coenzyme Q10 ubiquinol. This company has invested over $1 billion in the research of this one antibiotic, one formula of probiotic. It's beyond anything that you can imagine. And when it comes to probiotics, you've got to educate yourself. Less is more. Less is more. And this company, Kanika, has figured out the precise units in the billions at the right milligram with the 3 specific strains. These are coming out of research. We are using the rigorously selected, screened and tested strain. And it's unique that they're allowing us, MODEXUS, to have the ultimate. We've got it. We got the gold standard. We've got everything that came out of $1 billion worth of research, and it's in our product. So what separates our one probiotic from the millions of other basic probiotics? What makes us different? Our gold standard product, the Probia Balance, contains the exact formulation with the same strain, with the same potency that was given in a published double-blind medical study. It's everything that medicine looks for. No wonder Canada and the USA were willing to say, whoa, we can't argue with that kind of science. We're talking about across the board science, cardiovascular health. So it's a mechanism of action. What's going to happen when I swallow that, Dr. Charlie? Well, let me tell you something. I can't wait to get my hands on this one product, because every day I'm swallowing my one capsule, because what it does, this Lactobacillus plantarum, the specialized strain that we're going to get, is going to go into my system and work through my liver. What's in my liver? Well, there's this stuff that most people, I'd say 90% of the people, do not produce sufficient quantities of pancreatic juices and bile salts. That's what makes the liver so special. In your stool, when it's dark brown, that's bile salts. And when they start testing everybody is deficient in bile salts. And let me tell you, you need bile salts, because it is the only thing in that mechanism of action that's going to help excrete cholesterol, excrete triglycerides, excrete bilirubin. And if you know anything medically, that's a good thing, because when you get rid of the enemy, wow, I'm looking after my gallbladder, I'm looking after my liver. But the main thing is, I can't wait till I take my next blood test next year. The triglycerides and the cholesterol, imagine the perfection, because my body has never had anything like this. There's nothing on the world market, but I like it because 5 years into research, it's finally here and we're ready to go. And the best part about it is that the good Lord has blessed us, and MODEXUS is in the game, and we're ready to go. And we're going to set the gold standards. This is better than finding California gold, because we got the opportunity to make it into the biggest cardiovascular health product in the whole wide world. All right, who'd I flip it back to?
Well, I'm gonna take over from there. I want to just pick up on something that Dr. Charlie said, because I want to emphasize this. Kanika took that strain of lactobacillus, and they actually looked at its DNA. So everything has its own DNA. They actually took the only active parts that we're looking for to actually do the job that we're looking to get done. They took those out, and they actually then they took those strains and generated a strain, like Charlie says, a blend. They've spent all this money, $1 billion, to do what medicine's been trying to do for hundreds of years. They've done it with this one strain. So it's not like somebody can say to you, oh, I can just go I can go buy lactobacillus down at the drugstore or at the health food store. You cannot buy this strain of lactobacillus anywhere else but from MODEXUS at the moment. That is the only place you're going to be able to get this particular strain. It's patented, it's registered, et cetera, et cetera. And these products are also patent pending in the United States and in Canada and the EU. So this product won't be duplicated around the world. It will not be duplicated. We do have our hands on something that's major. If we look at the statistics, cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer. The #1 drug for cardiovascular disease is statin drugs. In spite of the evidence of the side effects and the risks, especially to women, that statin drugs pose. And that's why we're so excited that one of the claims that we have been given by both the FDA and Health Canada is that you can use this product along with a statin drug, and it's clinically proven to make your statin drug more effective, allowing maybe a reduction in dosage of your statin drug, or maybe you can just use this product instead of a statin drug, particularly if you're a lady and you've read the studies, and maybe you're somebody that, you know, somebody who was on a statin, they couldn't stand the side effects, and now we have a product that we can offer to these people that's clinically proven to actually on its own decrease LDL cholesterol and increase HDL cholesterol. So LDL, just if you want to think of it in a grim sense, LDL is your lethal dose cholesterol, and HDL is your healthy dose cholesterol. So it lowers the one and it raises the other, and it's been shown on its own to do that without any benefit of a drug. So it's a really dynamic product. But what about the other things? So I talked about things starting in the gut, and I want to really talk about this too, because you know, if you have a child that's on the spectrum and they're picky eaters, and one of the things, like Charlie said, is we're not getting enough bile acids, we're not getting enough of the good things to even digest the food that they are eating. And this will really help in that production of bile acid and liver enzymes to enable, you know, people that are having difficulty with eating and they have challenges in that regard, or people. We're now looking at new research that tells us that the root cause of Alzheimer's, it's coming from the gut. And now we have this product that's reducing these inflammatory fats and so on right at the source. So long-term, we really don't know all of the things that this product is going to impact, but we do know that from the research that it is going to take the markers down that everybody looks at for root causes of cardiovascular disease, now looking at as a root cause for perhaps dementias, also focus challenges of all sorts. So this is a really, really powerful product. And I can't wait to get my hands on it too. I'm so excited. I've had so many clients over my lifetime that have been put on a statin drug and suffered the side effects, or people that I know that should be on a statin drug, they're taking the risk of not, because they don't want the side effects. And there's nothing in the market to offer these people. And now we have something to offer these people. So this is really, really unique. So I just want to go through just once again, just for you, the things that make this so unique. Number one is the enteric coated capsule. There's only one other product that I know of in all nutritionals that comes in an enteric coated capsule. It's made by the same company that we're working with. They use it on another product. When we look at plant sterol, so when people eat plants, they're looking for a certain effect from plant, and that comes from the plant sterols in the plants. And they looked at this company we're working with, they looked at some research on the Amish vegan population. So that's a very strict vegan population. They grow their own food. And they found that they were getting on average 50 to 60 milligrams of plant sterols in a day. For there to be an immunological response that would affect cardiovascular health and other health measures, we need 300 milligrams of these plant sterols every day. And in this capsule, we have an excess, we have more than 300 milligrams. Then we also put another ingredient in there that you'll see, ashwagandha. And I don't think I have to tell anybody how potent ashwagandha is. It's been well publicized as for reducing reactive oxygen species and reducing inflammation. And that's where the real challenge came in, is when they saw ashwagandha and they saw these plant sterols and stanols that we're trying to put in with the probiotics, they just said that just can't work. They won't, they'll eat each other. And and it took a long time. And then they did the research and came back, and that was quite a day when they came back and said, you guys are right. You're right. It does work. Not only does it work, it works to the extent that we never even anticipated it would. So MODEXUS, my friends, MODEXUS just took a giant step ahead in my mind of any other offering out there that we can have. Now, I know there's going to be a question, and I want to answer it right up front. will longevity and this product, how will they work together? And this is my personal opinion. I think it is going to be the most dynamic duo of nutritional ingredients that we can put into our body. With the glutathione, with the milk thistle, with the other ingredients that are in longevity, along with this product, I think we're going to see people get health benefits like they've never seen before. And like Charlie, I drove out to the manufacturer just last week, last Friday, because I really wanted to check up and make sure that, you know, things were going like they were saying. I'm that excited about it, and they're very gracious. They were very gracious to me and assured me that everything's on track and there's nothing to worry about, and they're doing fine. So anyway, Randy, I don't know if we've given people enough information. If you want to if there's some questions that came in, I can't see the chat at all. So if there's questions that came in on the chat or anything else that you'd like Dr. Rose and I to cover at this time.
Will this be for pregnant women as well? I had a few, how will that affect pregnancy and or anything like that?
That's a great question. And I just want to say this, like, I know that we have to put a warning. It's a requirement to put a warning on every nutritional product because we don't do tests in women that are bearing children. However, the ingredients in these are food ingredients. These are things that our body's looking for and wants to consume. There would be no reason in my mind to bar someone who's pregnant from taking it. There's nothing in there that would in any way, shape, or form that I'm aware of. And Dr. Charlie, you can pitch in here too. Nothing in it that I'm aware of that would be harmful to a lady who's bearing a child.
Yeah.
Great. So there's Dr. Rouse, if you want to go ahead and do that, and then we'll see if we can tackle some of these other ingredient questions here.
Hey, you think about all these women that are pregnant with morning sickness. One of their greatest issues is their gut metabolism. And here you're helping the whole system. Anytime you got a better colon, you're going to have a better health, especially for the baby.
Perfect. So question, I saw a question, we're talking about cholesterol control. And I think you guys can see as the doctors have been talking about this product, why we're going to be so careful on the compliance side of things, because it just covers so much. And you know, we don't want to lose this opportunity, and we have to lock arms together as a community and make sure we guard this. We have been, and I agree with Alan, we have been divinely chosen to be able to bring this to the world. My mind is blown how everything has come together. I almost, you know, when I flew out to Vancouver and Alan, we spent a couple of days together, and I couldn't take notes fast enough. I couldn't ask enough questions, and it was just incredible. And then to take everything back to, you know, like I say, with Dr. Rouse involved, and I saw his excitement the first time he heard all this. I've worked with you long enough, Dr. Rouse. You have a certain look that you get in your eye when there's something special, and I just have learned that I better be paying attention right then, right there. And I saw that look like I've never seen it before. Also then to take this to our CEO, Andrew Reinhardt, to get his blessing on this product and move forward, because this has been no small feat at all. And it's been hard for Christian and I to keep our mouths shut behind the scene. We've been kind of leaking stuff out, but I just really want you guys to grasp this. And I know all of you are really itching to get the whole enchilada. You want to see the smart sheets, you want to see this and see that. And I appreciate that, but I want you to really work with us here because of the type of product it is. We just want to gradually put information into the field and give you guys a chance to absorb everything a little bit as we go. You'll get to see the ingredients soon enough, but I really want to focus on, you know, the key talking points. You know, what are the talking points? How do we want to position this product? And we're going to use the guidance of, you know, Alan and Dr. Charlie. We're going to follow their guidance and follow their lead on this, because they know what we need to be focused in on and the points that we need to talk about. So just bear with us. We'll get this out here. It does not have CoQ10 in it, so I see that question. I saw a question about triglycerides. So we're talking about cholesterol. So is this going to have a significant impact on triglyceride levels as well?
So this is actually what the probiotic research company came back and said to us. This is about, I just put my reading glasses on here. Sorry, I need those. This is their words, not mine. The probiotics alone produced a statistically significant change in LDL triglycerides compared to baseline, with 80% of the positive effect due to the probiotic combination. Okay, so 80% of that effect is due to probiotics plus the other ingredients we have in combination. So there is a measurable difference in triglyceride levels, LDL levels, and the increase in HDL levels. That has been clinically shown.
Okay. I want to hit on another point. I know both of you hit on this, but I don't think we can drive this point home enough. And I'm just going to say it. I think, a lot of people have been misled or even lied to as far as probiotics, because you see all these products that have got a gajillion billion, as far as the amount of the CFUs in the product, and there's 20 different strains and all this. And what we've learned from some of the best scientists in the world and from the Kickoff people, that this is just a flat out falsehood. So we want to go back and just really reiterate that point, because in the field, guys, this is something that you're going to need to embrace and understand, because you're going to get this from a lot of different directions. We're disrupting the probiotic industry here as well. I think that's safe to say.
I think I'd like to go back to the Zoom that Dr. Rouse and I, and I think you, Randy, had the opportunity to attend with the scientists from Kickoff. I didn't really understand that whole industry. I mean, I've recommended probiotics to people for years, just as, good gut health, but I didn't understand that these, here we have these scientists that are looking, and like Charlie says, spending $1 billion to find out what's effective. And I would say that was a very shocking thing to me as a practitioner, to be corrected on that point. And maybe it was for Dr. Charlie as well, when the scientists, looked us in the eye and said, you guys have been misled. It's a strain, and a certain amount of that strain that our research shows has the clinical impact. Now, what he said is, when you have more than 3 strains in any product at any given time, it's not of any statistical benefit. So if you're shopping for probiotics, even at all, and you're seeing something with 12 or 13, their research says there's no clinical benefit to that. So I was shocked. I'd never heard that before. I hadn't been educated on probiotics, but I feel like here's the thing that we have at MODEXUS. We have a direct line. Like Dr. Charlie says, this is the world manufacturer of ubiquinol, and also the #1 manufacturer of probiotics in the world. And Dr. Charlie and I can talk to these researchers anytime we want to. I mean, this is, I can't even explain to people how big that is. Like, can you call up the CEO of whatever, Pfizer or something, get an odd? No, but Dr. Charlie and I, because we said, well, we'll market this if you'll, it was kind of a negotiation going on there. And now here we are sitting with this product and access to the #1 manufacturer of probiotics in the world, and their science, all their science, not just the science on this, but all their science. I have a booklet here on probiotics and what you can use for this and that and the other. And if I'm get any sort of latitude in the future, you know, I'm going to be putting some of their probiotics in some other products because of the efficacy of this. And I'm just, you know, I'm just so excited about what I'm really excited about what I've learned about probiotics. So just to drive your point home, yes, we've been educated, we were misled. That is an actual fact. And probiotics have specific activities. The specific strains of those probiotics have specific activities. And Dr. Charlie and I have the actual pipeline to get those results and get that research. We're just beyond privileged.
So circling back to another point, and there were a couple of things, and I know people are, by the way, we've been given permission to disrupt the way in the comment, to continue to be as disruptive as we can. We appreciate that in a positive way. That's exactly what we're going to continue to do here at MODEXUS with everything we can do, and you have my word on that. Two things that were important to me. People are asking about price. Well, you know, a product like this, I mean, it was suggested that we be, you know, in the $100 a bottle range. There's 30 capsules in a bottle, by the way, because you heard less is better. One capsule a day is more effective than if you took 3. So just, you know, just know that. Follow what Dr. Allen, Dr. Charlie are giving you as guidance. That, you know, we were given a lot of guidance on price, and I kept saying no, no, no. Alan, how many conversations have we had on pricing? This is priced very, very competitively. Matter of fact, maybe even way more than it should be, but there's certain, you know, values when it comes to pricing and how I look at things. And I feel like we've hit the mark in every possible way. If you want to know pricing for now, just go, you can just keep looking in your back office, like I suggested earlier. We're not going to hold it back from you. We're working on updating things now. So if you want to go look around, you might find some clues. The other thing that was just an absolute must for me is that we have one flagship product in longevity, and this had to be absolutely compatible and do no harm, and matter of fact, synergistically as powerful as possible for these two flagship products to be used together. And I really, gentlemen, I really don't think we know for sure all the positive upside that we have with longevity and probio balance being used together. But Dr. Rouse, if you would, I'd like to see if you have any comments on that first, and Alan, if you want to follow up. But that was a must for me, that those products work together. Oh, they probably got tired of hearing it from me.
Randy, the sterolines, STEROLIN, the sterolines that's in this product, it's a plant-based nutritional. And in the world market, if you were to buy over 300 milligrams per daily dose, as Alan was able to get into our product, me personally, I've been taking sterolines for decades, and I pay over $50 just for that one vitamin, just for that one supplement. And if you're never, and by the way, it has no bile salts, B-I-L-E, bile salts in the product. It's the probiotic that makes the liver produce the bile salts in everybody. So if you've never done a Google search on bile salts, you're going to be amazed at the medical benefits that come just from that one aspect of your liver function. When you get your liver to function like that, your body's just going to respond. We're talking major, major benefits. And a probiotic, a singular probiotic with this kind of billion-dollar research, if I were to put one probiotic in a bottle like that, you're probably looking at anywhere from $75 to $100 for just a bottle of probiotic. So what you're going to do, taking 3 different ingredients that are worth their weight in gold by themselves, and put it in one enteric coated capsule. And by the way, the enteric coated capsule comes from Japanese seaweed, which in itself comes out of the greatest research in the world. So this this unique product is like, wow, we've got everything in one product out of the world's best research. And, you know, the product's worth way more money than what you're going to sell it for. But because you made it what you're going to make it whenever it comes to the market, there is no excuse that all of us can't sell a lot of it.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Rouse. And if you look at just buying ashwagandha, it's not an inexpensive ingredient. Just that one ingredient, you're going to pay a lot of money for. To get, I know Dr. Rouse has been taking the plant product, but to get in it, like for us, fortunately in Canada, this other product's made in Canada. So I've been able to take this enteric coated plant product for years. That it itself is more than this product. So we start adding the plant product, the ashwagandha, and the probiotics. And then, of course, I just looked at PharmaNet, which is our resource here for pharmacists in British Columbia, where we can get the price of any drug. And if you're on the average dose of a statin drug on a monthly basis, and people think drugs are free in Canada. That's not quite true. Medical consultations are free and hospitalizations are free, but drugs are not free. We pay for our drugs. So the main statin drug that's prescribed the most is $348 per month. If you're going to be on the recommended daily dose. So this at whatever's $70 or whatever it is, Randy, it's a steal of a deal. It literally, this and longevity together, whatever that amounts to, it's still a steal of a deal for both of them. You know, we think about just glutathione, we're talking about bile salts, and Dr. Rouse is right. If you go to Google, and I did that, looked at bile salts, and you're just like, wow, that's something we should have been paying attention to before. Then we look at glutathione, about 50% of our body's glutathione's in our liver. So and our liver is the landfill site of our body. It's doing the most work of, I think, of pretty much, it's cleaning up after everybody, everything else in our body. Our liver has to clean up after, and it's doing the job nobody else wants to do. And we pay the least attention to it. From a healthcare perspective, we pay the least attention to what I believe is one of the most important organs in our body, only organ that can regenerate itself. And we don't even think about it. And that's where we're going to see, like you said, Randy, we can't even begin to understand or measure the health benefits people are going to get when their liver begins to function like it's meant to function. They're just, the health benefits are so broad and so amazing. So I'm still just sitting here just shaking, like that we got this, that we have this, and we can market this product.
I agree. So one last question. I saw someone was asking about, well, you know, longevity and probiobalance together help with varicose veins, which can cause blockages, eventually stroke. I mean, I think Dr. Rouse said it, anything that's cardiovascular related, you're going to get benefit. So that was one more question I wanted to make sure we answered, and then we'll bring this to close. And by the way, everything that these gentlemen are sharing with you and telling you you're going to get in this product, US price, you want to know? $69. If you want to put it on Smart Ship, it's $61.75.
Wow.
I feel like we have delivered in a big way. So anyway, I really
This
appreciate
list has been updated in the back office if anyone wants to get that.
Okay.
So Randy, I'll just address that question. That is exactly why we put ashwagandha in this ingredient mix. All right. When people are talking about inflammation in the cardiovascular system, we know that one of the most dynamic ingredients that we can put into our body is ashwagandha. So that was the exact reason why we included ashwagandha in the plant mixture and then the probiotics. It really covered all the bases when it comes to lipid metabolism and cardiovascular disease. So that's to answer that question about varicose veins. It's exactly why we put ashwagandha in the product.
Perfect. Okay, well, I think, Alan, if you want to wrap up the call now, I'll let you do that. And one last thought, guys, is I see the question is, can we order it yet? You can't yet, but our leadership, I want to get some feedback from our leadership. And yes, Lisa, seaweed, the Enteric-coated capsule does come from seaweed. So this question just came in. Great question. But do we want to have a pre-sale sometime in July? I'm thinking maybe the second week in July. So maybe if somebody's a moderator or admin in the official business community, maybe we should set up a poll in there. I think there's a way to set up a poll, and if somebody would want to do that, if Chanel or Ashley or Milan are listening, maybe that would be a great thing to do. So with that, Alan, I'm going to give you the floor 100%. And if you want to wrap up this call, and I love your excitement, sir. I just do. It's so contagious. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, the other
Thanks,
thing,
Scott.
and I'm surprised somebody hasn't asked the question, is it vegan? And yes, 100%. Every ingredient in this product is vegan. So if anybody's concerned about that, it is a completely vegan product. It's, you know, I guess in life, when I first, I'm going to just tell this story. When I first met Dr. Rouse, I was amazed at this gentleman that he didn't have more notoriety. But he wasn't seeking notoriety. He wanted results. And that's what I fell in love with, is this man who wasn't looking for notoriety. He was looking for results. And I feel that way. If we get any notoriety, it's because we've offered some value to people that they really can't get anywhere else. And truly in my experience and all the things I've been involved in the last few years, with the exception, I can't downplay glutathione. I don't want to downplay glutathione at all. But when it comes to actually having an impact on people's current health challenges, and we look at America, the current health challenges, cardiovascular disease, still the #1 killer, followed closely by metabolic disease, which is diabetes, et cetera, and cancer. They always are #1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. Those three diseases play a large role in the mortality of Americans and Canadians. And so to be able to offer two world-class products that address the top two issues of health concerns in not only in North America, but I think worldwide, it's an incredible opportunity. And I've just been making a list of everybody that I know that, you know, has a relative friend or themselves that has a cardiovascular situation, a metabolic disease situation, because we can safely offer this. The research is telling us we can safely offer this product. It will not interfere with any of their drug protocol at all, and may well help them manage that better. So Randy, truly we can't, I really can't put into words how I feel right now. This is a once in a lifetime event for all of us to be able to do this. And so I thank you for your trust in me and for flying out here. February 2nd is certainly in my record book as a day to be remembered. And now, you know, with June 20th going into summer, we've scored a big run here, a big home run.
Perfect. Alan, thank you. Dr. Rouse, thank you. And most importantly, thank you to all of us. We had a great crowd tonight on this Zoom, and we are going to get this spun up and posted on YouTube. I know Christian will be working on that at some point. Sometimes it takes longer than others, so it'll be this evening or sometime tomorrow. Our YouTube channel, very, very important. There will be a special Probio Balance playlist. So anything that we do or record related to Probio Balance, it will have its own playlist where you guys can easily go and access these recordings, share these recordings. I know there's a lot of questions coming through. Is it safe for children? Yes, it is.
Yes.
You know, people want specifics on ages, and I don't think there's a lot of limits there at all. As far, I mean, young children can use this. I mean, again, guys, we do everything, do no harm. I mean, it's just, you guys just should know that by now. There's certain criteria for these gentlemen and myself that these products have to hit, and that will never be compromised, period. So, you know, your questions are there. We see them. I know I'm already getting questions on what packs we should set up whenever. Probio Balance is going to be standalone initially, and we're going to leave it that way for a little while for a lot of different reasons. So just let's lock arms. Just run with us. We're going to ask you, just like I trusted Dr. Rouse and I trusted Alan to make that long trip, but it was so worth it. It's, you know, we're asking you guys to trust us and the decisions we make, and just lock arms. We are stronger together in everything we do. And if we just lock arms and march in unison, great things are going to happen. And there are tens of thousands, tens of millions of people out here that need Probio Balance in their lives. And guess what? It's going to open doors for you then to share longevity with them. Then we have a world-class suite of support products: Rhythm, Cadence, Tranquility, Relieve, Lift. It's going to open their minds to all the possibilities. So, you know what? The official business community is your friend. We'll drop information in there as we get it. Just be patient with us. It's a lot of work to pull all this together. We want to get it right. You will have a smart sheet when we get that ready. You'll have a Q&A. I think they're even going to have, Alan, a 4 or 5 page PDF support document that's going to give you a lot of things for the more science people. You know, some people just, okay, tell me what's going to do and I want it. Some people want to know all the nitty gritty and all the details. There's all types. Believe me, if it's something that we need to market this, we're going to make sure that you have it. So let's lock arms. Let's all march together on this, because we've been given a gift, and I believe it's divine intervention in every way possible. Let's maximize this opportunity. So this has been your discovery and education, your initial discovery and education event for the second flagship product we have here at MODEXUS, the flagship product for your gold standard brand, Probio Balance. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you being here. We love you all. That's why we do what we do every single day.
Thank you.